Welcome to the last part of this trial reels training. Part 5, frequently asked questions. So what I did, I asked both my followers to ask me some questions about trial reels, as well as my current clients who I have already instructed on how to use trial reels. And a lot of questions came up, so I'm going to be answering all of them inside this last part. Now, if any more trial reels questions do come up, I really want you to ask them to me. Just simply send me an email, probably the easiest way because I miss a lot of DMs. Just send me an email with your question, then I will collect all the questions that I will get after this training, and then I can just all bundle them and do a second Q&A session. So please do not hesitate to send me any questions about trial reels. So question 1, how many trial reels can you post per week? Is there a max? So no, there's no max. You can post as many trial reels as you want. I don't know what the most amount of trial reels anyone ever posted is. But like I said, experiment with 10, 20, maybe even more a day to see how it works for you. There is no max currently. I can imagine that once the word gets out about how powerful trial reels are for growth, that Instagram might cap it, but that's just something I think right now there is no max. Question 2, great question. Do trial reels count for consistency? So consistency is one of the most important things if you want to grow on Instagram, especially when you're a new account. Once you're already an older and a more established account with a loyal following, you don't have to be as consistent anymore. I'm definitely not as consistent anymore these days, but that's totally fine. If you are first starting out, you have to be extremely consistent. So that means that you have to pick a number of posts per week that you always stick to. So if you say, okay, I'm going to do 4 posts a week, do 4 posts a week. Now, when I talk about posts, I mean posts to feed. So that can be a static post, it can be a carousel, or it can be a reel that appears on your feed. Trial reels, if they don't get posted to your feed, they don't count as consistency. If they don't count, they don't count for consistency. So as long as they don't get posted to your feed, it doesn't matter. So just remember, anything that gets posted to your feed, that counts for consistency. Anything else that doesn't get posted to your feed, just like stories, but also just like trial reels, doesn't count for consistency. When posting a trial reel to your feed, will you keep the views and engagement it received as a trial reel? Yes, it does, or it will. So if you post a trial reel, you let it run for 2 days, 3 days, however long you want. If you then eventually decide to manually post it to your feed, you will keep the views and the engagement that it received. Now, I have to make a side note here and also let you know that when you post a trial reel that's already 2 or 3 or 4 days old, or maybe even older, it will get posted to your feed on the day that you posted a trial day. So trial reel. So this means that if you post a trial reel on Monday and then post a new feed post on Tuesday, another one on Wednesday, another one on Thursday, and then on Friday you decide to post your trial reel to your feed, it will show up as a reel posted on Monday. So it will show up lower in your feed and also as an older reel, which is also why I really don't recommend posting trial reels as reels to your feed, because they will show up as older reels, which means that your followers probably won't see them and they will receive much lower engagement. That's why I recommend posting something as a trial, and then if it works well, post it as a new reel. My trial reel gets shown to people in countries that aren't my target audience. What to do? This is a very interesting one. As soon as I heard this for the first time, when I got this question, I started looking at where my target audience comes from. Now, of course, you can't always see that, but what I did when I received engagement on my trial reels, I went to the profiles of the people who were engaging, and lucky me, I saw that one girl was from England, one girl was from the USA, another girl was from Australia. So my trial reels are definitely getting shown to people in countries that are my target audience. If Instagram shows your reels to people that aren't in your target audience, then this could mean 2 things. One, the algorithm thinks that those people are interested in your content. So the algorithm might, they are people who generally engage with your content. So the algorithm thinks like, okay, these are the people that are interested in your content. So something is going wrong there with, your messaging or with your categorization, with your keywords. Now, the second thing that it could mean is that Instagram just doesn't really know who to show it to. These countries, and what I've heard, and this is just facts the way I see it. Instagram will mostly, if Instagram doesn't know who to show your content to, it will show it to people in India. Why? Because there simply are the most Instagram users in India. India has, I don't even know, but India has a couple of billion Instagram users, then followed with the United States, and then everything else is much less. So if Instagram wants to test something, and if they don't really know, like, okay, yeah, I don't know who's really interested in your content, so I'll just show it randomly to people, it will show it to people in India because that's simply where the biggest user database of Instagram is. So if Instagram keeps showing your posts to people in India, then that's also a sign that it just is not able to categorize your content and that it just doesn't really understand who your content is for. So that's what you have to work on. Question 5. If a trial reel performs well, is it best to post that trial reel to my feed or to post that reel as a new reel? I already just said it. It's much better to then post that reel as a new reel. Don't forget to slightly tweak something because you don't want it to be flagged as a copy, as, in unoriginal content, but it's definitely best to post it as a new reel. Question 6. I waited 3 days and I posted a trial reel to my feed, but it's not getting much engagement from my followers. Why? That's because the trial reel shows up to your page, to your feed, as a 3-day-old reel. So a lot of your followers don't even see that anymore because Instagram has a tendency to show your followers new content first, fresh content first. Like, they can still see it, and if it really performs well, they might still see it, but fresh content is more likely to get shown first. Question 7. Does posting a trial reel not to your audience and posting another reel on the same day hurt your engagement? No, absolutely not. When you post to your feed, you just have to stick to your consistency. And if you do that, then next to that, you can post as many trial reels as you like. Question 8. Will eventually everyone get this feature? I hope so. No, I know so. Everyone will get this feature, absolutely. But when? That's something only Instagram knows, but hopefully soon. They are still rolling it out. Every single day, new people wake up to having this feature. So hopefully you are one of them tomorrow. Question 9. Does a trial reel show on our feed? No, trial reels do not show on your feed. Only you can see your trial reels unless, like I explained in one of the earlier classes, unless someone sees your trial reel because someone shares it on their stories or shares it with them in the DMs or it shows up on an audio page. But no, generally speaking, trial reels don't show on your feed. Question 10. If I post a trial reel to my feed, will Instagram continue to show it to non-followers as well? Yes. If you eventually decide to post a trial reel to your feed, it will just run a normal course. It will just run the same course as any other reel. And any other reel, if it's a good reel, obviously, it has to be a good reel, good content, good keywords, everything. If it's a good reel, then Instagram will naturally show it to your followers and to non-followers. It will always push your content to followers and non-followers if it's good content. So if the trial reel is performing and you then post it to your feed, yes, Instagram will continue to show it to non-followers. Yeah. Question 11. How many trial reels should you have running at once? As many as you like, honestly. I know it can feel a bit daunting maybe if you start posting 20 trial reels at once. So you don't have to start with 20 if you don't want. Start with 2, then 3, then 4. Like right now, because I don't delete them. That's another thing. Once I post a trial reel, I don't post it to my feed, but I also don't delete them because, they are just there sitting in my trial reels, gaining traction, gaining views, gaining followers. So God, I'm never going to delete them. So I probably have, I don't know how many do I probably have like 60 trial reels running at once now, posted over like the last month. Totally fine. When should or should we not share them to our grid? So I think you should never share them to your grid. If they perform well, just simply post them as a new reel with a slight tweak. Question 13, does it impact reach views when you use it? Well, yes, it does because you get more reach and more views thanks to trial reels if you do things right. Also, Instagram likes it when you use their new features. That's not a secret. Everyone knows that. If Instagram introduces a new feature, they spend a lot of money on that, a lot of resources on that. So they want people to use it, right? So it's absolutely a great idea to use this new feature. And it will impact your reach in a very positive way. How long do you let a trial reel sit for before you know if it's good or not? That's a good question. That's actually a really great question. I can usually tell within 24 hours personally, but having said that, I can tell that because my content optimization is so strong, right? My keyword strategy is so strong. My content is very good. My content has proven that it's very, very good. So I know that if something isn't working within 24 hours, it's usually not going to work at all. But I would say, generally speaking, wait at least 48 to 72 hours before you really judge that reel. If a trial reel doesn't perform well, do you just delete it or leave it? I leave it because you never know. Instagram is always full of surprises. Honestly, I've also had with regular reels that I posted a regular reel and they performed just didn't perform super well, but whatever. I just left it on my feed and never delete reels. And then suddenly a month later, it suddenly started taking off. Can also happen with your trial reels. So no, never delete them. Now that's it. Those were the 15 questions that I have gathered so far. So if you have any other questions, like I said, just feel free to send me an email. Now, I want you to start experimenting with the trial reels. So first, start testing so that you get a bit of a better idea of what works and what doesn't. Now, if your tests go nowhere, if you end up with low views or if you end up with a few views but no engagement at all, then that's a really strong signal that the algorithm doesn't understand what your content is about. So that's the first thing we then have to look at. Okay, I hope that after this training, you are just excited as me about this feature. Like I can say it a million more times. Like I cannot believe that Instagram has given us this feature that is making it so easy and effortless and most of all fun to grow on Instagram. It's such a good feature. So start using it, start experimenting with it, start having fun with it, because it can, like what happened to Marissa, it can make such a big difference for your growth journey. And yeah, I would also love to hear if you have done any tests, if you had any like unexpected results, anything that was surprising. Also, don't forget to use the Excel sheet and the PDF with the instructions that I gave you for tracking your reels. And I hope that this was extremely, extremely helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed every word of this recording. I really enjoyed teaching it to you. And I hope to see you in one of the other programs or on Instagram.